Our topic today is all about contracts under Philippine laws. It's a common impression that if a contract is not reduced in writing, it is not a valid agreement. Now, this idea is a misnomer. Why? Because under Philippine laws, there are actually regulations, no, that will show that even if a contract is not in writing, it would still be a valid contract, no. So this is contracts under Philippine laws, no. Now, what is a contract again? So this is a source of a legal obligation, no? And such a source of legal obligation, contracts have characteristics that are um, considered or that would rather have an impact on its nature, no? So yung one is autonomy, second is obligatory force, third is mutuality, and fourth is relativity of contracts. Now, when you talk of contracts, this would, of course, cover all types of contracts. This will serve as the general rule for all contracts, no? Be it special contract like a sales transaction, an agency, or uh, such other contracts, no? Now, autonomy of the will pertains to the freedom of the mind. It is the state's recognition of the right of an individual to contract and to provide such stipulations necessary within the limits. So sa autonomy, presumably, both parties are able to understand the terms of what they agree on. Kailangan malinaw yung pinag-usapan because if it is just, if for instance the agreement is uh, an interest that is revolving or based, the rate of charges would be based on an annual rate fixing, the other party must be made aware also. Hindi pwedeng isang party lang ang nakakaalam. Now, it is also obligatory, which means that if you are a party to it, then you are bound by the contract. And by being bound by the contract, you have to follow all the natural and the legal consequences. And by mutuality of contract, then ito yun, no? Kanina is the autonomy whereby parties are given the option to decide what they want to have in a contract, and once they agree to it, that would now go into the mutuality of contracts, which means that both parties uh, um, are bound by it, no? It is not to be left to the will of one of the parties. And the relativity, of course, it only applies to the parties concerned or their heirs, assigns, and successors, unless the contrary is stipulated. So generally, it extends to your heirs, no? Except, of course, if it's a liability, it will only extend to your property, no? But not to the heirs, no? But it can also happen that parties will agree that with respect to a specific contract, ito ay mag-a-apply lamang hanggang buhay. So sometimes be careful with that kasi nagpautang ka, for instance, to a party, and then yung pinautang mo sa agreement pala ninyo nakalagay na it will not um, survive, no? Upon death. Ibig sabihin, terminated pag namatay na. Eh kung yung umutang sa'yo may cancer pala, no? Then, goodbye na yon pagka ganun. Now, it's also important to know the essential elements of contracts, no? And of course, these are the very basic elements that makes a contract valid, no? Um, Consent. By the way, these elements are important. Why? Because what is the formality for contracts? Well, as long as these essential elements are present as a general rule, that contract is valid. Therefore, to answer that question, we will later on find out, no? So consent, of course, this is the meeting of the minds as to the offer and the acceptance upon the things and the cause which constitutes the contract. So the offer must be absolute, and a qualified acceptance is a counter offer, so that is not an acceptance. Now, so two elements, offer and acceptance. Once they met, there is consent. But take note that the offer must pertain to the um, 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 not just the object of the contract but also to the consideration. Kasi if you agree to buy something, no, but you have not yet agreed as to uh, what would be the price, then that would not be a complete consent, so to speak. So, yung object, there has to be an object which is within the commerce of man and should be legally allowed to be subject of appropriation. Anything that is illegal or beyond the commerce of man cannot be considered as a valid object for any contract. So, for example, if the subject of your contract is um, a body part, no? And the body part cannot uh, uh, be a valid object, no? And of course, the cost or consideration. So this is not necessarily the monetary value or interest, but it may include other considerations of value, no? Now, in some instances, yung manner of payment, if hindi naman napag-agreehan malinaw, hindi pa rin siya nagko-constitute as complete agreement or consent on the consideration. All right? So this has to be complete, no? Now, this is the tricky part, no? What is the formality required by law for contract? So this is earlier I said, no, as long as the elements of a valid contract is present, then it is obviously valid. So following this principle, the formality of contract is that contracts can come in any form, whether it be in writing or orally, no? As long as generally the elements are present, except when a particular form is prescribed by law, either for purposes of validity, enforceability, or to make it binding to third persons. Yes, no, that is true, no. Um, Take note, no. We even have other forms, no, yung innominate contracts, yung contracts that do not have any name. So that's why it's important that we also now understand na kaya pala may innominate contracts, just to highlight the fact that contracts can do come in any form. Now, take note of 1356. Contract shall be obligatory in whatever form provide all the essential requisites for their validity are present. However, when the law requires that the contract be in some form in order that it may be valid and enforceable, yun pala, no? Valid and enforceable, or that the contract be proved in a certain way, ito naman yung statutes of fraud that require absolute indispensable. In such cases, the right of price stated in the file cannot be exercised. So, hindi mag-a-apply. So based on this provision, contracts as a rule may come in any form. The exception is when a certain form is required by law either for purposes of, yan, apat, no? Kalimutan ko yung pang-apat sabihin kanina. So validity, enforceability, convenience or to make it binding to third persons, and finally, registrability. Ito yung to bind the whole world. No, if it is required that it must be registered, you have to register it so that it will bind the property. Otherwise, it will only be between the parties involved or those who are privy to the agreement. We'll go to that more clearly later. So, for example, the law on donation, so the rule is that especially no donation of a real property. The law prescribes that both the donation and the acceptance must be reduced in a public instrument, diba? So in the law of agency, um, uh, yung authority of an agent to sell an interest over a real property, it must be in a public instrument. So, in other words, notarized in order that the transaction will be valid. So, kung walang ganong uh, public instrument, hindi siya valid, no? Void pa nga siya. Why? Because the formality here is for purposes of validity. And as to enforceability, yun, yung sinasabi natin palagi na statutes of fraud papasok. Now, take note, no, that under Article 1358 of the new Civil Code, there are certain transactions that must be in some form of writing or memoranda to be enforceable. So the contract may be valid, but unless in some form of writing or memoranda, the same cannot be enforced. What can be examples of this? So, bawa, yung transaction over 500 pesos, kailangan in some form of writing or memoranda. Kasi ang nire-require ito because not anybody can just claim that there's an agreement. So if these transactions will not have some form of protection, anybody can just make up stories. And that is what is being prevented by this provision. However, take note that this will only apply if the agreement is uh, not yet executed, no? Because if it's partially executed, then that execution is already the proof. Bawa, diniliver mo na yung pagkain na binibili mo, yung item, na-deliver na. Meron ng evidence. Hindi na mag-a-apply ang statutes of fraud. And take note also that in the light of what we now have, no, under the e-commerce law, yung electronic evidence are now admissible in evidence. This can now constitute as written forms. So, ito na yung magko-constitute as forms, no? So, what do we mean by this? So, it's very important that we make use of it. We avail of this convenience that we have. So, simple email lang, no? This confirms our meeting yesterday on your offer to buy my Mac M3 computer, no? Colored blue with serial number so and so under the following terms, 1, 2, 3. This confirms my conformity. So very clear in specify nyo yung goods subject of the sale, yung terms of payment in cash, tapos yung agreement mo. then you email it to the one who offered to buy it. Then if she responds, this is noted, or thank you. Yeah, and then that would now form or be considered as your evidence. So, hindi na siya covered ng statutes of fraud. No? Now, for purposes of convenience or to make a contract binding to third persons for purposes of registrability, there are certain transactions whereby, like for example, in a mortgage, whether it's a chattel mortgage or real estate mortgage, nire-require na i-register sa registry office. Now, once it's registered, it is noticed to the entire world na yan ay nakasanla. So, hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na hindi mo alam na nakasanla yung binili mo. So, kaya minsan may mga schemish na mga tao nagbebenta nung sinanla na, tapos yung tinatawag na talon financing. No, yung talon financing, bebenta sa yung sasakyan, di mo alam naka-finance. When the price is too good to be true, then there must be a problem. Halimbawa, bago, no, or 1 year old pa lang, binibenta ng mura lang. Huwag ka agad, uy, okay to. Check with the proper registry office. Now, the problem is sometimes they tamper the the registration. So what do you do? Then, meron naman, verify mo talaga kung hindi tampered yung registration on the engine, then you can go to the proper registry office and check, no? And if it is shown that it's registered, then don't buy it. Diba? So, better to be safe and sorry. Better to be safe than sorry. No? So, um, that's about it. No, that's how contracts are viewed under Philippine laws. Now, this general rule, this will only be applicable as a general rule on a type of contract. Uh, there might be instances, no, where a particular type of contract will have its own set of rules. Now, if you look at the civil code, the new civil code, which is not really new, nandun yung mga special types of contracts, no, that governs these other types of contracts. So it's very important that you understand this, no, because of course knowledge is power, sabi nga nila. So thank you so much. Um, we'll go on specific contracts as we go along. Salamat. Good day.